Hey there, avid listeners. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we are going to be talking about Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen. This is a contemporary novel with magical realism. The story follows multiple character perspectives. You've got Mac, Charlotte, Oliver, Frasier, and most importantly, you have Zoe. So Zoe is kind of like the catalyst of the story. She's going to Malo Island to live in the condo her mother left her. So the condo is paid for, she owns it, and she's going there to start a new life for herself. You know, her father never really wanted her, in a sense. He took care of her, but he didn't want her, you know. He didn't love her, let's put it that way. He did not have much love for her, because she was unplanned. And she doesn't really fit in his idea of, she doesn't fit in the picture. Not in his idealistic world, anyway. So, for her, she's going to this island because she really wants to make a home for herself. She wants to find some sort of connection to her mother who passed away when she was a child, to something. You know, she wants to have that connection that I think a lot of readers can relate to. I think we as a species, we do hunger for some sort of connection, whether it be familial or romantic, you know, or even friendship. You know, no one wants to be alone. Everyone does long for some sort of connection in their life. And it's really interesting to see the story really unfold, you know. She has this a ghostly pet pigeon who is really her one constant companion. And when she's here, she meets Charlotte, and she meets Mac, and she meets Frasier. And when Elizabeth passes away, she starts cleaning her house and discovers, hey, Elizabeth has a son. And then she starts forming a friendship through text messages with Oliver, until he finally does come home, because his life doesn't exactly pan out the way he had wished it would. I really do love the core of the story being letting go of the past. You know, every single one of these characters has baggage, and it's their inability to let go of that baggage that prevents them from moving on. And as you're slowly getting to know who these characters are, you're seeing their baggage, you're seeing their pain, you're seeing their anger and their grief unfold, and it really does make these characters quite captivating to the reader. And Zoe's like the core, you know, she just wants to form friendships, and in doing so, I guess it's her idealistic. She is somewhat naive, and she is very idealistic, but it's charming, you know. It makes her quite charming because she knows when to back off, and she's endearing to these other characters, and she's the one who kind of brings everyone together, and they sort of form this found family, you know, that found family trope that I really do love. I really do love that trope. And you're seeing how these characters come together, and you're seeing how they learn to let go of their past, and they're learning to let go of the sadness and grief and anger and resentment so that they can move on and form important connections in their life. You know, holding on to that baggage is what's keeping them from living. You know, Charlotte's always on the run. Mac doesn't really have any stable relationships. Oliver is so resentful of his mother that he just wants to avoid his home, and yet it's at home with Frasier and Zoe and Charlotte and Mac that he really does come into himself quite brilliantly. It's a beautiful story, honestly. You know, the prose, the fluidity, the momentum, even going to the perspectives of the ghosts. You know, you're seeing a lot with very little. You know, Alan puts in, she says so much with so little. And I always think that that's phenomenal when an author can say so much in such little context. You know, she uses her words very carefully. She's able to bring out emotion in her writing to connect to the reader and draw the reader in. And it really was, for me personally, a beautiful novel to read. And there were lots of plot twists as well. Some of them I saw coming, some of them I didn't. But I think that's interesting. You know, for me, that was very interesting. It was a really good takeaway of learning to let go for these characters. And I absolutely 100% cannot begin to recommend this book enough. It really was a beautiful novel. So, this is Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen. I highly recommend it. It's a great pick if you are in a book club. It's a great book club pick. You can, even if you Google this book, you will find from the publisher a set of questions for book clubs. And I think that's, you know, it's free, PDF, absolutely wonderful. It's a book worth discussing, you know, and it's just emotive, you know. It really makes you think. It really makes you connect to the characters. And it makes you look at your own life and be like, what am I holding on to so that I need to let go of in order to live my life happily, you know? Truly a beautiful book. 4.5 out of 5 stars. I will include links where to purchase the book in the description below. And on that note, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please do not forget to support me in this podcast by liking it, subscribing, and sharing it with all your book-loving friends. You can also become a supporter on Buy Me a Coffee for $1, or by making a monthly donation of 99 cents on Anchor FM, my recording platform. You can also support me by purchasing one of my handmade candles. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day, and as always, happy reading.